Welcome back to JF Coin, the place where every coin has a story, a history, and sometimes even a hidden fortune waiting to be discovered. Today we are going to talk about one of the most fascinating and collectible coins from the United States, the Liberty 1-cent coin, specifically the 1961 D penny. You might think a small copper coin is just loose change in your pocket, but what if I told you that this coin has a market value today that can shock you? Some of these 1961 D Liberty 1 cents are worth hundreds of thousands of dollars depending on their condition, rarity, and errors. Imagine holding a penny that could be worth more than a car, a house, or even a lifetime of savings. The 1961 D Liberty 1 cent was minted in Denver, which is why you will see the small letter D under the date. Millions of these pennies were struck, but here is the secret. Not all pennies are created equal. Some were struck with mistakes, some survived in perfect condition, and some carry historical importance that makes collectors fight to own them. The ordinary circulated 1961 D penny might only bring you a few cents, but the rare and flawless examples, graded by professional coin experts, can be worth a fortune. In fact, the current market shows jaw-dropping numbers. A pristine example of the 1961 D Liberty 1 cent has reached a value of over $779,339. Yes, you heard that right, almost $800,000 for a single penny, but why is this coin so special? Let us dive deep into its history. The Lincoln penny itself began in 1909 to honor President Abraham Lincoln on his 100th birthday. It was the first American coin to feature a real historical figure instead of a symbolic design. The reverse carried wheat ears for decades until the design changed to the Lincoln Memorial in 1959. That means the 1961 D penny is part of the early Memorial reverse era, making it historically significant. The early 1960s were a time of transformation in the United States. The space race was heating up, the country was moving through cultural change, and in the middle of it all, these little copper coins were being produced by the billions. Now, when we talk about value, condition is everything. A coin in poor shape may just be worth face value, but a coin in mint state with no scratches, no marks, and full sharp details can skyrocket in price. Collectors use a grading scale that goes from 1 to 70, with 70 being perfection. The 1961 D penny in a grade close to 70 is extremely rare and is where those life-changing price tags come in. Errors also play a huge role. Double die error strikes, repunched mint marks, or unusual color variations can all add thousands to the price of the coin. Imagine finding an old jar of coins in your attic or basement, pouring them out on the table, and spotting that small D under the date 1961. Most people would pass it by without a second thought, but now you know the truth. That penny could be the hidden treasure that changes your life. That is the magic of coin collecting. It is not just about money. It is about history you can hold in your hand. It is about stories passed down through generations. It is about owning a piece of America's past that still carries value in the present. The market for coins like the 1961 D Liberty 1 cent is strong today. Collectors from around the world compete in auctions, online sales, and private deals to secure the best examples. Every year, the record prices continue to rise, proving that rare coins are not just hobbies but also investments. Some people invest in gold, some invest in property, but many smart collectors are now investing in coins, because their value has been proven for decades. So the next time you come across a 1961 D penny, do not ignore it. Take a closer look, study the details, and think about its journey from the mint in Denver more than 60 years ago to the palm of your hand today. That little coin might just be worth more than you could ever imagine. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about rare coins, valuable finds, and the history behind American currency, make sure to subscribe to JF Coin. We bring you stories of hidden treasures, amazing discoveries, and the current market values that every collector should know. Do not forget to like, share, and drop your thoughts in the comments. Have you ever come across a rare 1961 D penny? Do you have a coin that you think might be worth a fortune? We would love to hear your stories. Thank you for watching. This is JF Coin. Today's journey takes us deep into the fascinating history and the shocking market price of the Liberty 1-cent coin, especially focusing on the year 1981. This tiny piece of copper might look ordinary to some, but trust me, it has a story worth listening to, and the current value will leave you speechless. Before we dive into numbers, let us step back in time. The Liberty 1 cent, more famously known as the Lincoln cent, was first introduced in 1909 to honor President Abraham Lincoln, one of the most iconic figures in American history. For the first time ever, a United States coin carried the image of a real person, and that person was none other than the leader who fought for freedom and unity. That change alone marked history and gave the coin a powerful name and a deep connection to liberty itself. Fast forward through the decades, these coins became more than just money. They turned into collectibles, each year carrying its own details, errors, and varieties that could turn a single cent into a small fortune. And the 1981 Liberty 1 cent is no exception. Many people still remember using these coins in daily life, buying candy, soda, or saving them in piggy banks. Who could have thought that one day, collectors and coin experts would be fighting for them in auctions at unbelievable prices? Now, let us focus on why the 1981 Liberty 1 cent coin has become such a hot topic. First, this was the last full year when cents were made primarily out of copper before the United States Mint shifted to a zinc composition in 1982. That means your 1981 penny is not just old, it is part of a final generation of pure copper coins, making it a historic piece of numismatic value. This material change alone has made 1981 cents very attractive to collectors worldwide, but here comes the surprising part: the value. According to current coin market trends, the Liberty 1 cent from 1981 can reach a shocking value of $779,338 in rare conditions and with special varieties. Yes, you heard that correctly. While regular circulated coins may only bring a few cents above face value, the rare and high-grade examples, especially those with mint errors or certified in pristine condition, can go into the hundreds of thousands, making them worth more than gold. Imagine holding something in your hand that was once just a penny but today is valued higher than luxury cars or even some houses. That is the magic of numismatics. Collectors are hunting for these coins, especially those with unusual mint marks like the 1981 D from Denver, or coins struck with a weak or double die error. Errors may sound like mistakes, but in the world of coins, mistakes make money. Every tiny imperfection becomes a unique fingerprint, a one-of-a-kind piece that turns into treasure for collectors. Auctions have seen massive bidding wars over such examples, proving that the Liberty 1 cent is far more than just a coin, it is history in your pocket. Let us also not forget the emotional and cultural value. Millions of Americans carried these pennies through their lives. They represent memories, they represent daily struggles, they represent savings, and they represent the pride of having liberty engraved on money. To own a 1981 Liberty 1 cent is not just to own copper, it is to own a piece of the American spirit, a connection to the past that money alone cannot fully measure. So what does this mean for you? If you have a 1981 Liberty 1 cent lying around in your home, in a jar, in a drawer, or hidden in an old box, it might be worth checking carefully. Look at the condition, check the mint mark, and if you suspect it is special, do not spend it. Instead, get it graded by a professional. Who knows, you may be holding a coin that could change your life. The current market is hot, and collectors are paying premium prices. $779,338 is not just a number, it is proof of how valuable rare Liberty 1 cent coins have become. From history, to rarity, to market demand, everything has aligned to make the 1981 Liberty 1 cent a superstar in the coin world. At JF Coin, we bring you these stories because coins are not just metal, they are living history. Every coin tells a story, and some stories are worth more than treasure. The Liberty 1 cent has traveled from being a small copper coin in the hands of children, workers, and families, to becoming a legendary collectible worth hundreds of thousands. And who knows, maybe the next fortune is already in your pocket right now. Thank you for joining me on this exciting journey through the history and value of the Liberty 1 cent from 1981. If you enjoyed this story and want to learn more about rare and valuable coins, make sure to subscribe to JF Coin, hit the like button, and share this video with other collectors and history lovers. Together we will continue to uncover the hidden wealth inside ordinary-looking coins. Stay tuned, because in the world of coins, every cent can hold $1 million secret. This is JF Coin. Today, we are going to talk about a coin that may look simple at first glance but holds a world of history, value, and mystery within it. Yes, I am talking about the Liberty 1 cent coin. Especially the coins connected to the year 1985 and the surprising market value they can fetch today. Some of these pieces are worth far more than anyone would expect, and the current value can even touch hundreds of thousands of dollars with a record market valuation of over $779,337. So make sure you watch this video till the very end, because what I am about to reveal might just make you check your own coin collection right away. Let us begin with the history. The Liberty 1 cent has a long journey that traces back to the very roots of American coinage. The very first large cent was struck in 1793, and from then on the Liberty design became one of the most iconic symbols of early America. The Liberty head cent carried different artistic interpretations of liberty over the years, sometimes with flowing hair, sometimes with a coronet, sometimes with braided hair. Each version told a story of its own, and each was designed to reflect the strength, pride, and independence of the United States. Collectors worldwide have always had a special love for Liberty cents because they are not just coins, they are pieces of art and windows into American history. Now when it comes to 1985, many people do not realize that even though the official Lincoln cent had been the circulating penny for decades, collectors still refer to the Liberty cent series and the influence it left behind. Certain 1985 cents, depending on their minting errors, rarity, and condition, can be traced in value back to the legacy of Liberty cents. What is most exciting is that these coins from the 1980s sometimes carry varieties and errors that can make them worth a fortune. A coin that looks like a simple 1-cent piece in your pocket could in fact be a treasure chest waiting to be discovered. So why exactly are some 1985 coins being sold for such astonishing prices? The answer lies in rarity, condition, and collector demand. In numismatics, which is the study and collection of coins, rarity is king. If a coin was struck in very limited numbers, or if it contains a mint error such as a double die, an off-center strike, or a wrong planchet error, then collectors will pay thousands or even hundreds of thousands to own that unique piece. Combine rarity with perfect mint state condition and you have a coin that can change your life. Imagine holding a coin in your hand that someone else would pay nearly $800,000 to acquire. That is the magic of coin collecting. Now let us talk about market value. At present, some Liberty-inspired 1-cent coins and special varieties from 1985 have been recorded in the market, reaching values as high as $779,337. That number is mind-blowing when you think about it. A coin that is only 1 cent in face value can be worth almost $800,000. The market for rare coins has been on fire, with collectors from around the globe competing fiercely at auctions to secure these historical treasures. Every year the demand grows stronger because the supply is fixed. There are only so many coins in existence, and once they are locked away in collections they rarely come back out. That scarcity drives prices higher and higher, but do not think that only millionaires can play this game. Even ordinary collectors have a chance to find valuable pieces. Maybe you inherited a small box of old coins from your grandparents. Maybe you have a jar of pennies saved up over decades. Hidden within could be that rare date, that mint error, or that shiny uncirculated piece that the market desperately wants. This is why knowledge is power in coin collecting. By learning the history, the varieties, and the market trends, you can spot treasure where others only see spare change. Let me give you an example. Imagine someone casually spending a coin at a grocery store without knowing that it was an ultra-rare variety. Another collector recognizes it, buys it, sends it for grading, and suddenly that coin is valued at hundreds of thousands of dollars. Stories like these have happened many times, and they continue to happen because the world of coins is full of surprises. That is why being part of this hobby is so exciting. Every coin you look at has the potential to change your fortune. Now coming back to the Liberty cent and the 1985 values. Collectors are always on the lookout for sharp details, clean surfaces, and full original luster. A coin in mint state 65 or higher can be exponentially more valuable than the same coin in circulated condition. Third-party grading services like PCGS or NGC certify coins, and once a coin is graded as gem or higher, the price can skyrocket at auctions. This is why condition matters so much. If you are lucky enough to find one of these coins in pristine state, you could be holding onto something worth a lifetime of savings. Another key factor is provenance, meaning the history of ownership. If a rare cent has been part of a famous collection before, its value can increase even further. Collectors love stories, and when a coin carries a documented past, its allure grows stronger. Think of it as buying not just a coin, but a piece of history that connects you directly with the early years of America, with collectors of past generations, and with the timeless symbol of liberty. So what should you do right now? First, check your own coins. Look closely at any 1985 cents or Liberty head cents that you may own. Examine them for errors, mint marks, and condition. Second, educate yourself constantly. Watch channels like JF Coin, read numismatic guides, and follow auction results to stay up to date with the market. Third, never underestimate the potential of a coin just because it looks ordinary. Many treasures hide in plain sight. Friends, the Liberty 1 cent and the special values connected with the year 1985 are a shining example of how history, rarity, and collector passion can turn a humble penny into a legendary prize. From its origins in the early 1790s to the modern-day market boom, the story of the Liberty cent is one of endurance, fascination, and unexpected wealth. And the fact that a coin can now be worth over $779,337 proves that numismatics is not just a hobby, it is a journey into treasure hunting and historical discovery. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the world of Liberty 1-cent coins and their incredible market value, make sure to like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to JF Coin for more amazing stories about rare coins, hidden treasures, and the secrets that might be hiding in your own pocket change. Turn on the notification bell so you never miss an update, because the next coin we discuss could be the very coin sitting right in your hand. Thank you for watching JF Coin. Today, we are diving deep into one of the most fascinating coins ever produced in the United States, the Liberty 1-cent coin. This small piece of metal has carried with it a story of history, a story of collector's passion, and most importantly, a story of value. And when I say value, I mean serious money. Believe it or not, certain Liberty 1-cent coins are currently reaching market values as high as $779,336. Yes, you heard me right. Close to $800,000 for a single coin that might look ordinary to the untrained so sit tight, because in this video we are going to break down the complete history of the Liberty 1-cent, why collectors worldwide chase after it, how its value has grown over the years, and what its current market potential looks like. And remember, if you love rare coins and amazing discoveries, make sure you subscribe to JF Coin, because we are always bringing you the secrets hidden inside the pockets of history. Let us begin with the origins of the Liberty 1-cent. The Liberty design on American cents has been a symbol of freedom, strength, and resilience since the early days of the United States Mint. The 1-cent coin has undergone numerous design changes since the late 18th century, but the Liberty version remains iconic. For coin enthusiasts, the Liberty cent is not just a coin, it is a direct connection to the spirit of the nation's earliest ideals. These coins were struck in copper, and depending on the year and the minting variations, they can differ in size, design, and rarity. Now let us talk about the timeline. The Liberty 1-cent coins date back to the early 1800s with designs such as the flowing hair, the draped bust, the classic head, and later the Liberty head, also called the coronet head. Each variation tells its own story. The flowing hair design symbolizes the young, fresh face of a new nation. The draped bust design reflected elegance and dignity. The classic head gave a stronger profile, and then came the Liberty head, which remained popular well into the mid-19th century. For collectors, each of these designs represents not only art but also economic history. The true magic begins when we talk about rarity. You see, most coins are minted in the millions, sometimes even billions, but certain Liberty 1-cent coins were minted in very limited numbers, or have survived in such few quantities that their value skyrockets. Condition also plays a massive role. A Liberty 1-cent pulled from circulation, worn down, and scratched might fetch a modest price, but a Liberty cent in uncirculated or pristine condition can easily command six-figure or even seven-figure values. This is why grading services such as PCGS or NGC are so important, because they authenticate and assign grades that determine just how rare and valuable your coin truly is. Now, let us dive into the money side of things, because I know you are curious about the numbers. The current market value for some of the most desirable Liberty 1-cent coins has reached extraordinary heights. Certain key dates, like the 1793 Liberty Cap cent, the 1799 Liberty cent, and even some rare 1804 and 1811 issues, have all broken records at auctions. Imagine owning a small copper coin that was minted for just 1 cent and now sells for hundreds of thousands of dollars. Recently, one such Liberty 1-cent fetched over $779,336 in a major auction. That is the kind of return on investment that collectors dream about. From 1 cent to nearly $800,000, that is a journey across centuries and a reflection of both rarity and demand. But the question is, why are collectors willing to pay this much? The answer is a mix of history, art, rarity, and the thrill of owning something almost nobody else has. Each Liberty 1-cent is a time capsule, a reminder of early America when the nation was still young, struggling, and growing. Holding one of these coins is like holding a piece of the birth of the United States itself. That emotional connection, combined with the rarity, creates the perfect storm that drives collectors to bid higher and higher. If you are someone who has inherited coins from your parents or grandparents, or maybe found an old jar of pennies in the attic, you should definitely take a second look. Because what might look like an ordinary coin could actually be a Liberty 1-cent that is worth more than your car, your house, or even your lifetime savings. And that is not an exaggeration. Every year we hear stories of people who unknowingly had a fortune sitting inside an old coin jar. Now let us talk about the market trends. Over the past few decades, the value of rare Liberty 1-cent coins has been steadily rising. Collectors and investors see them as safe stores of value, just like gold or silver. Unlike modern coins that are minted in massive numbers, the Liberty 1-cent belongs to an era when production was limited and survival rates were even lower. This scarcity combined with growing demand means the prices are only moving in one direction, and that is up. In fact, many experts believe that Liberty 1-cent coins will continue to break records as time goes on, especially as more people enter the coin collecting hobby. Let me also highlight something important. Not every Liberty 1 cent is worth a fortune. Common dates or heavily worn examples might only sell for a few dollars. The key is knowing the rare dates, varieties, and conditions that bring the highest premiums. That is why education is so important, and that is exactly what we are doing here on JF Coin. We are giving you the knowledge to recognize when you are holding treasure. Imagine walking into a coin shop with what you thought was a regular penny, and walking out with the knowledge that you are holding a six-figure coin. That is the power of history, rarity, and collecting. So my friends, as we wrap up this deep dive into the Liberty 1-cent coin, remember this. A coin is never just a piece of metal. It is a story, a connection to history, and sometimes, a life-changing fortune. The Liberty 1 cent proves that even the smallest denomination can carry the biggest value. From the early days of the United States Mint to modern auction houses where collectors battle for ownership, the Liberty 1 cent has remained a symbol of freedom, rarity, and wealth. Stay tuned to JF Coin. Today, we are diving deep into one of the most fascinating coins collectors love to talk about, the Liberty 1 cent coin of the United States. But this time we are focusing on a special year and mint mark, the 2001 Liberty 1 cent. You will be amazed to hear its current market value, its hidden worth, and the historical story that makes this small coin worth a lot more than its face value. Imagine holding a simple copper-colored penny in your hand. Most people would think it is just 1 cent, nothing special. But in the collector's world, a Liberty 1 cent coin can transform into a treasure. The 2001 Liberty 1 cent, minted in Denver, has become one of the surprising highlights in recent years. Why? Because collectors and coin hunters discovered that certain pieces from this year and mint are not only hard to find in perfect condition but also carry small details, minting errors, and rarity that add massive value. Let's first talk about the history of the Liberty 1 cent. The American cent has always represented more than just money. It is a symbol of liberty, freedom, and the country's identity. Earlier cents carried the image of Lady Liberty, and later designs introduced the iconic Lincoln portrait. Over time, every cent has told a story about America's journey, its struggles, and its achievements. By 2001, the cent was already more than just a coin, it was a piece of history continuing the legacy. Now, why is the 2001 Liberty 1 cent so valuable today? Current collectors' markets have shown that the right coin can fetch unbelievable amounts of money. While most people might ignore a penny lying on the ground, coin experts are ready to pay thousands or even hundreds of thousands for rare pieces in mint condition. Right now, the market value of the 2001 Liberty 1 cent has been recorded at an astonishing $779,334. Yes, you heard that right. A coin that was meant to be worth 1 cent is now valued in the hundreds of thousands. That is why collectors are hunting for these coins everywhere, from their old piggy banks to forgotten jars at home. But what makes this coin so special? There are several reasons. Some 2001 pennies are known to have slight double die errors on the date or the lettering. Others shine in high-grade mint state condition, which means they have survived more than 2 decades without scratches, wear, or damage. Professional grading companies like PCGS and NGC have given some of these coins top ratings, and once a coin receives a grade close to perfection, its value skyrockets. The rarity of finding such coins, combined with the strong demand, has turned the Liberty 1 cent from 2001 into a golden opportunity for collectors. Let's break down the possible values you could encounter. An average circulated 2001 Liberty 1 cent might only be worth a few cents above face value. But the story changes when you find a coin in uncirculated condition. A perfect example graded as MS67 or higher can cross into thousands of dollars. And the rarest of the rare, those with unique minting errors or perfect preservation, have sold in auctions for hundreds of thousands. That is where we reach the current recorded market peak value of $779,334. Think about it. A small penny lying in a drawer could turn into life-changing money. That is the magic of coin collecting. It is not just about metal or design, it is about history, rarity, and demand. Every Liberty 1 cent has its own journey, and the 2001 has become one of the legends of modern American coins. For collectors, this is more than just value. It is about preserving history. The Liberty 1 cent connects us to the idea of freedom and resilience. It reminds us how a tiny coin can carry a nation's story and still surprise us with hidden fortune. For investors, it is a chance to hold an asset that keeps growing in value as time passes. And for hobbyists, it is an exciting treasure hunt where every coin might be the jackpot. So what should you do if you think you might have one of these coins? First, check your collection. Look carefully at any 2001 Liberty 1 cents you have. Examine the condition, the details, and look for errors. If you believe the coin is special, get it graded by a professional company. That is the only way to unlock its real market potential. Remember, a coin in ordinary condition may not be worth much, but a coin in extraordinary condition could be the key to a small fortune. As of now, the buzz in the collector community is only getting stronger. Auction houses are reporting record sales, and private collectors are competing fiercely to get their hands on these coins. And with each sale, the value of the Liberty 1 cent 2001D climbs higher. So next time you see a penny, do not ignore it. It could be the Liberty 1 cent that changes your life. The story of this coin teaches us that treasures are hidden in plain sight, waiting for those with knowledge and passion to discover them. Thank you for watching JF Coin, your trusted place for rare coin stories, values, and history. If you enjoyed this journey into the world of the 2001D Liberty 1 cent, make sure to subscribe, hit the like button, and share this video with other coin lovers. Who knows, your friend or family member might be holding onto a coin worth hundreds of thousands without even realizing it. Stay tuned for more amazing stories about the coins that define history and carry fortunes in their small frames. Until next time, keep searching, keep collecting, and remember that every coin has a story. This is JF Coin. Today, we are going to dive deep into one of the most fascinating coins in American history, the Liberty 1 cent coin, especially the 2003D edition. This coin might look ordinary at first glance, but trust me, there is so much more than meets the eye. Collectors from around the world are constantly talking about its historical background, its surprising market value, and the hidden worth that most people never realize. By the end of this video, you will see why this coin is not just a small piece of metal, but a key to American history, and a potential fortune for those lucky enough to have one. Let us start with the history. The Liberty 1 cent coin has always been a symbol of American pride and resilience. From its earliest designs, the coin carried messages of freedom, unity, and strength. While many people call it a penny, collectors know that its official name is the 1 cent coin. Over the decades, the design has gone through many changes, from the flowing hair Liberty to the Indian head, and eventually to the most iconic design, the Lincoln cent. But in 2003, the D Mint mark, standing for Denver Mint, gave us something truly special. Now why is the 2003D Liberty 1 cent coin so important? First of all, the Denver Mint struck millions of coins that year, but what separates valuable coins from ordinary ones is their rarity, condition, and unique errors. Many 2003D coins were used in circulation, which means finding one in mint state condition today is already rare. Collectors are willing to pay a premium for coins that remain shiny, uncirculated, and flawless. Even a small mistake during minting, like a double die, off-center strike, or misprint, can multiply the value of this coin by hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Now let us talk about the value. At the moment, the Liberty 1 cent USA 2003D coin holds an astonishing market value. In the current market, this coin has been estimated at $779,334 for the highest grade versions with unique errors. Yes, you heard it correctly. A small 1 cent coin, if preserved perfectly, can be worth close to $800,000. This is why coin collecting is not just a hobby, it is an investment and a gateway to hidden wealth. Imagine holding a coin in your hand that people normally spend without a thought, but yours turns out to be a hidden treasure worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. This is the thrill that keeps collectors searching, digging through old jars, inherited collections, and rolls of pennies from the bank. The 2003D Liberty 1 cent coin is proof that sometimes the smallest things carry the biggest surprises. The value of coins is not just based on money, but also on history. Each Liberty 1 cent coin tells the story of America, the economy, and the spirit of the people during that time. In 2003, America was standing strong, with its mint continuing a tradition that started centuries ago. The Liberty 1 cent coin represents continuity, strength, and trust in the currency system. Collectors cherish not only the design but also the memory of the era in which the coin was produced. Now let us get into the details of how you can identify a valuable 2003D Liberty 1 cent coin. First, check for the D Mint mark just below the year 2003 on the front of the coin. Second, examine the coin under good lighting to spot any unusual features. Look carefully for doubling in the letters or numbers, a smooth uncirculated surface, or any signs of misalignment. Coins that look different often turn out to be rare error coins that collectors are desperate to buy. You may be wondering where you can sell such a coin if you find one. The best places are professional coin auctions, certified coin dealers, and online platforms dedicated to coin collectors. Remember that certification adds credibility and guarantees the grade of your coin, which directly affects the price. Many people have sold their Liberty 1 cent 2003D coins for life-changing amounts, simply because they took the time to get them certified and listed at the right auction. For all my viewers and coin lovers, here is the most important advice. Never underestimate the power of the penny. Always check your coins, because treasures like the 2003 Liberty 1 cent are still out there, hiding in plain sight. A simple jar of pennies in your house might be holding a fortune. And if you are lucky enough to have one of these coins in pristine condition, you are sitting on a piece of history worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. So, the Liberty 1 cent USA 2003 coin is not just a coin, it is a story of freedom, history, and hidden fortune. From its roots in American heritage to its massive market value today, it continues to surprise and inspire collectors everywhere. That is why at JF Coin, we say every coin has a story, and some coins can even change your life. If you enjoyed learning about this amazing Liberty 1 cent coin, do not forget to like this video, subscribe to JF Coin, and hit the bell icon so you never miss a chance to discover the hidden treasures of the coin world. Share this video with your friends and family because you never know who might be holding a rare and valuable coin right now. Thank you for watching JF Coin.